It's the Let's Go Eat and Drink Show with your fabulous hosts. Their words, not mine. Bill Allred and Jimmy Santangelo. I'm your announcer, Zach Caton, and this show is coming to you live on tape from the Merkantile on 25th in downtown Ogden. Our guest is Kim Bowsher, the CEO of Roosters Restaurant Group. Kim is a driving force behind the Merkantile, located on the corner of 25th Street and Grant Avenue. Formerly the Greyhound bus station, this historic building has been transformed into a place where Ogden comes for delicious food and drink. Here's how that transformation happened.
So, yeah.
I wondered how that was going to work with it, if it would be completely sterile, but I like that.
Yeah, no, we like the
background noise. A little background noise and stuff is good. I mean, it's the ambience of the place.
Okay.
And I can tell you stories about this place.
I know. You are one of the first stories. Well,
is this in
This
frame?
is the original bus bench that
Is it?
we got gifted to us when we bought the building, and then it came to us. It was like so ratty. It had been in storage first for 20 years and then for 30 years.
Now, I noticed you have a bus back there, too.
Yes, we just bought that.
Is that a Greyhound? I don't think, it didn't look like it. I glanced at it.
It's a travel bus, and it is era specific. The driver's travel log is still in there. And so you can see like the notes of like leaving Provo, leaving Ogden, where the gas tank was at when they were.
That's cool.
That was donated to Weber State and never went anywhere after that. And it sat up there for like 22 years. So we just barely bought that and got it down here. We think it would be really cool if we could add that to like patio ordering.
Oh, yeah.
Bring back kind of that feel.
It'd almost be kind of cool to have seating in it somehow. Or,
I know.
Like little tables.
The interior of it still has the bathroom and everything is intact, the seats, but the wallpaper is all the places that you could go on the travel bus route. And so there's like the Space Needle and the Arch in St. Louis, and it's pretty neat.
I'm one of the few people probably, I mean, in this group who ever traveled across the country on a Greyhound bus from Ogden to Pennsylvania.
So you left from here?
Yeah. And, okay. Well, let's start recording, and then we'll talk about this place and get it going. So this, I guess we're already going. It's the Let's Go Eat and Drink show, and I'm Bill Allred, and Jimmy is here.
Hello,
Jimmy Santangelo,
hello.
the Wine Academy of Utah. Dawson, of course, running the board, and our guest is Kim Bowsher, and we are sitting here in Ogden in a place called the Merkantile. And the Merkantile is on the corner of 25th and Grant Avenue. And Kim, thanks for having us here, first of all.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here. It's fun. See everybody.
And now tell us what just the concept of this place, first of all.
Yeah, so we are partners with Cafe Merkantile, Roosters Brewing Company, and then Beehive Cheese. So you have kind of that cheese shop, cafe, coffee shop and then we have this great like wine and beer menu. So you have those like after work bites and kind of snacks, shareable plates and things like that. Farmers Market happens right outside our front door. So we like to carry a lot of local products in our retail selection. We do a little less of that during the summer.
You have a beautiful pastry case over there. Where does that stuff come from?
We bake in-house every day.
No kidding.
And then we have a partner dessert baker who utilizes our kitchen. She runs her own business. It's called Delicious. She utilizes our kitchen for her commissary, I think is the right word. And so that stuff on the bottom two shelves is all from Delicious. And
nice.
I mean, if you look at that,
we'll have to get some pictures of that.
S'mores brownies.
Little B-roll footage.
The peanut butter. And she does a ton of gluten-free stuff, too. So that's, I mean, a lot of people are like, I can't have these goodies but she does do a gluten-free option on all of them, which is nice.
Let's begin this with a toast.
A little cheers. A toast.
What do you have us?
This is a rosé. This is Dow Rosé from Paso Robles. Cheers, everyone. It's 100% Grenache grape variety, dry rosé, just really great on the palate, good acidity, good tannin. You know, I call this my late morning rosé. I mean, my daytime rosé. My daytime.
Daytime starts at like 7 o'clock, Jimmy. 7 a.m.
8 a.m. on Fridays.
I want to talk about all of this place because it brings back really bizarre memories for me. The Merkantile, it used to be look at all this stuff.
Wow.
So they've prepared some bites for us of various things here. Do you know what all this is, Kim?
Yes. So on the table here is our hummus platter. This is a shareable plate, and then this is our seasonal. We do flatbreads all the time. This is our current seasonal one, which is a blackberry basil.
Look at that.
It features the Barely Buzzed from Beehive Cheese.
Oh, nice.
And then we've got a Bloody Mary here. We do a beer Bloody Mary.
Bloody bull shot, we used to call those in the bar business.
And then back here we've got one of our beers from Roosters as well. That's the Identity Crisis, which is a cold IPA.
Oh, lovely.
Nice.
No. So this is just incredible to me because I have so much history here. This used to be Greyhound bus station. Across the street used to be the Trailways bus station. And also across the street, after it was the Trailways bus station, it was an establishment called Sweetwater Station, a bar that I worked in.
Oh, wow.
That was on this street here?
It was right across the street on the corner.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't know what's in there now.
There's a vintage clothing shop across the street now.
Yeah. I used to work in a bar there, and it was the bar I was working in right before I got into radio here in Ogden in 1980. But at any rate, this Greyhound station holds two memories for me. The first one is...
Did you have your first kiss here?
No.
That was down the street.
I was 17.
In an alley.
I was 17 years old, and I got a letter in the mail that said, you have to go to your pre-induction draft physical because we're going to draft you into the Army.
Was that Vietnam?
Yeah. Right. And so they said you have to go to, I forget the name of the hotel in Salt Lake. It's like the Roosevelt. It's been torn down. The Roosevelt Hotel. The way you get there is you come down to the Greyhound bus station, and we'll load all the kids from this area on a bus, take them down there. So I came down and got on the bus and went to Salt Lake and spent the day in my underwear, with 300 other kids, getting checked out to see if I was fit material to be in the U.S. Army. So that's the one memory I have at this bus station. And then the other one, it wasn't quite my first kiss, but there used to be a photo booth right there. And a friend of mine and I, in a kind of romantic moment, went into the photo booth, came down here, we knew it was there, and we got several pictures taken that I think my mother found and threw away.
Oh, no.
No son of mine is going to...
Yeah. So anyway, I have a lot of history here, and it's really just amazing to come in here and see this place again. I know it had been open as another restaurant for a while, a few years ago, but I didn't ever come in, and now this is just I haven't been in here since probably that photo booth session or that. It's been that many years.
I have this dream. So the bench over here is an original bus bench from when it was the Greyhound station, and that was gifted to us. And we've had it restored, and so many people have told us, I used to wait for my dad after work to come back on the bus, or my brother left for Vietnam. I mean, we've heard so many stories like that, and I just have spent a ton of time looking for pictures of this building, and there's not a lot of history available out there, and so I have this grandiose plan of have people come in maybe during like art stroll or something and sit on the bench and record their stories, and because
That's a great
there's
idea.
so much history that I feel like is being lost and forgotten, and if we're not like verbally telling these stories and documenting them, they're just going to disappear. And so when you're saying that, it gives me goosebumps because I feel like, oh my gosh, time is running. I want to get these stories from all these different people before they move away or forget or whatever
Or die.
else. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm anytime you call me, I'll come and sit on the bench and record a story.
I would love it.
What do they do? What's it called on that oral history project they do on NPR? I can't remember the name, but it's in Dawson. My microphone is not working. It just stopped working. Can you hear me? Oh, it's my headphones. You guys can hear me.
I got you.
Yep,
There you
we're
go.
good.
All right. Sorry. Well, let's talk more about the food and drink here. I'm having this. This is the flatbread. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so we have we always have 3 flatbreads. 2 are constantly on the menu, and this is a seasonal, we rotate on a quarterly basis. So this one just came out July 1st. The crust is always gluten-free, and I don't like to tell people that because until they've already tried it.
They have a bias to it,
They
right?
have a immediate bias,
Yeah.
but if you're like, oh, this is great, and then I tell you, you go, oh, shocking, no way.
Yeah, if you had told me it was gluten-free, I wouldn't have even picked it up.
So this is sweet potato-based crust,
Oh.
and then that cheese on there is that Barely Buzzed, which has that lavender and espresso, and so you have just like a lot of complexity of flavors going on with that.
Beautiful.
Thai basil, and I mean, we played
remarkable.
with this a lot, and I'm obsessed with it right now. It tastes like summer.
What is it does, yes. What is your official position here? What do they call you?
Oh man, so in the Merkantile, I'm just one of the partners, and I do a lot with like the food specials. I plan all the events here, so we do the Wednesday wines. Every first Wednesday, we release new set of wines and do a tasting. We do paint nights here. We've had pottery nights. I do all of those event bookings. First Friday Art Stroll, of course. And then I manage our liquor. It's not really liquor because we are a limited beer and wine,
Yeah.
but I manage our alcohol program here as well. But then I deal with finances and all of that stuff as well. So, I mean, come up with
That's
a cool
a lot of
title for
hats.
me.
Yeah.
Partner.
When I look at your resume, just a little brief resume that I saw of you, you've been a community-involved person a lot. You worked with Downtown Alliance and
Yeah,
all
so
that.
I own a marketing agency here in town that I started like 11, 12 years ago. And through that, just got really involved. I was volunteering with the 25th Street Association, and that's where a lot of that started. And then, I was founding director of the Ogden Downtown Alliance. And
You were the founding director.
and we built up that nonprofit organization. That's who puts on Farmers Market, Harvest Moon, the car show, lots of events. And the arts festival this year will be under the ODA umbrella. And I left there in, actually kind of crazy. I left there, my last day of work at the Downtown Alliance was Valentine's Day 2023. We opened this restaurant that we're sitting in right now, the Merkantile, Valentine's Day 2024. And so, but I love this town.
Did you grow up here?
I did not. I moved here 2011. And we thought we were going to be here for 2 years.
Where
and
from? Where'd you?
I'm originally from Seattle,
Okay.
Washington, and we moved here for my husband's work, and we thought, okay, this is crazy. Utah, like what in the heck? And we actually wandered through Harvest Moon on 25th Street. And
For those who don't know, Harvest Moon is a festival in October?
end of September.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's kind of it's a farmers market-y, arts and crafty sort of thing.
And for us, being from Utah, or being from Washington, newbies in Utah, all 2 blocks of historic 25th Street become a beer garden. And we're walking through this festival carrying a beer, and we're like, wow, this is not what people pitched to us when they were telling us about Utah. And we could really see ourselves here. And we made great friends on this street. And obviously, Kim Bouchard from Roosters is one of those. And Alex from Ravalli's, and just a time that was Steve Conlon was just getting Ogden's Own started, and he was on the 25th Street board at the time, and just lots of really great energy. And I feel like it's a town that you can really show up in. If you have thoughts or ideas and want to do something, people are like, yeah, cool, let's make that happen.
It's small enough that you're not going to get lost in the
You can make an impact.
Yeah, you can make an impact.
Yeah, and I just love that. I have 2 boys. Now they're old. My youngest is turning 18 in a couple weeks. I know.
You don't have an 18-year-old.
I do. But when we first moved here, they were little, and I just absolutely fell in love with this, like being able to work on projects that I could drive my kids through the town and be like, and they knew exactly what was happening. Like, oh, my mom, involved in this, and they were voluntold a lot of things and carted trash down the street for different events. But they feel just as involved in this town, and I think that's a really cool thing.
You've
for
become a
family.
piece of the fabric of our community here. Ogden's lucky to have you.
It's funny because people keep saying, like, when are you moving back to Washington? And I'm like,
I can't.
I don't know. Like, I can't see that. Like, we're just so, it has become such a huge tapestry of our life.
So did your husband moved here his work transferred him here or something.
Yep.
Did he say, I'm not transferring back? I don't want to transfer back?
They wanted us to move to Ohio next, and that was an absolute no thank you.
What industry, just out of curiosity?
He's an operations manager for construction materials, and so
that'll kind of
he's
where the work's needed.
He's transitioned. That was a hard press. Like, they really wanted us to move, and we really wanted to stay. And so he's with a different company now that actually has an office in Seattle. So he bounces back and forth. So it's kind of this perfect. I don't know how we got lucky with
home.
that, but yeah.
You still have family back in Seattle, so it's nice to go see them occasionally.
For sure.
And then think, God, I can't wait to get back to Ogden.
Home.
Who would ever say that?
I mean, seriously, we have so much in our. I mean, you guys, everyone listening lives here, right? So. We have so much in our backyard and access to all these outdoor spaces, and it's just incredible. So
it's so I grew up here, grew up right in downtown Ogden on Quincy and between I think 26th and 27th when I was a little kid.
That's where I live. I
Really?
live by Rancho Markets. Yes,
Oh, really?
on Quincy.
Yeah, I lived right in that. I think there's a maybe that's a Rancho Market now. I think it was a Safeway or something when I was.
There was a Stimson's around the corner.
Yeah, I don't. Anyway, so I grew there, and then we moved to the north part of Ogden, not North Ogden, but I ended up going to Ben Lomond High School and all of that, and then.
Isn't that funny how we're so quick to add that asterisk? Not North Ogden.
Wasn't North Ogden.
Not quite.
I didn't want to. No, that is weird, and I don't know what makes me feel that way.
We lived up there for like
You're
half
proud.
of a year,
In
and
North
we were
Ogden?
still in the Ogden city limits, and
Okay.
people are like, "That's North Ogden." I'm like, "No."
No. No,
I claim this place.
I'm not familiar with why it's not supposed.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
mean,
it does feel like a
differentiation.
You need to say that
yeah,
statement
no,
for
I'm
some reason.
I'm an Ogden boy.
Okay.
I'm not a North Ogdener. I think back when I was young, they were kind of, although they got real rich and real snooty up on the hill there. There was so that's Weber High School used to be downtown Ogden, and then they moved out to North Ogden. But we always thought of them as kind of the farmers, the cow people,
There's a differentiation there.
We were the city boys. City
Oh,
boys.
okay.
I lived in Ogden. I'm a city. Even though it's still a relatively small town, and it was a small town back then, but it's a city. It's not a town. It really has. It's always had the vibe of a city.
Yeah, you got some big buildings and hustle and bustle and.
When I was a kid, Washington Boulevard They had stores along there, fashion stores, clothing stores, Fred M. Nye, the Blue Door. And it's a railroad town too, so it has a kind of a rough and tumble coarseness about it in certain ways.
Brothels.
That's great.
Brothels.
There yeah.
It used to be.
Used
it
to
was
be
the
a couple
first
of
brothel
them on this street.
Yeah, the first.
Yeah. But that is interesting that you kind of wait. No, I wasn't in North Ogden. I was in the northern part of Ogden.
Of Ogden, yeah.
What was the first, and off topic, but the first tavern here in Utah is just outside of Ogden, the Shooting Star?
The Shooting
up in
Star,
Huntsville.
Is that,
Huntsville.
That's in Huntsville.
It's the oldest still established drinking establishment in Utah.
Yeah.
And it's and they have a St. Bernard's head mounted on the wall. He was a dog. It was a dog that belonged to the owner, and when the dog died, he said, "I love that dog," and so he had his head taxidermied, and it's on the wall.
On the wall,
Yeah.
and they got dollar bills.
Have you been
on
there
the
before?
ceiling.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, dollar bills on. I think I was one of the first people to put money up on the ceiling.
I bet. Oh, my
It was
gosh.
great. I don't.
What such history,
I
know?
love Ogden. I love
and
it.
your space here with being here on a Wednesday afternoon, midsummer, nothing really going on. It's just a summer day. You guys are packed. The street around Washington Square, merchants, people are selling. It's just such a nice feel of a big little city,
Yeah. Do you know, it's funny, so this building that we're in, a little over half of it is the restaurant space, and then our offices are on the other side of the store over here. So my office is on that side. And it's so funny because I could walk through, I have a key, I could walk through and not come, but I just absolutely love the energy of the coffee shop side to come through and wave at people I know, see plenty of people that I don't know. There's always... sometimes you're sitting in here and you can hear like 3-4 different languages be spoken because there's
Ogden, there's North Ogden, there's Utah County, and then there's...
Well, they are all a little
I
different.
love it.
Yeah.
But we have the federal building right here, and so you have, and then there's a ton of tourism, and we actually are working with a tourist group, a woman who hosts people from Spain, and she utilizes our space. And so, I mean, there's just all different backgrounds that are in here all the time. And when we were building this, we kind of thought like, oh, are we gonna take some of our clientele from Roosters on 25th Street Roosters, the original, just celebrating 30 years this summer right now.
Been very successful.
Are we going to take some of those customers? Like, would we have a loss there?
Yeah.
And they'd be here, and would Cafe Merkantile feel that at their 26th Street neighborhood? Like, who's going to come here, and what's that going to be? I don't know where all these people came from because we haven't felt a loss at either of those businesses. And there are certainly faces that we recognize here all the time, but I mean, day 2, day 3, we had regulars immediately, and I'm like, they were just waiting for this space, a space like this to exist, and so I feel like we really did hit a need.
You did hit it right on the head because I can't remember the name of the place that was here right before.
There was a couple things. So there was a place called Berlin's, which I think was a great concept. It was kind of like a deli cafe.
Yeah.
I think it was right before the population hit what it would need to survive. And then before that was a Mexican restaurant that I can't remember the name of now, that I wanted to say it out loud. Shoot.
I think I remember the Berlin, and I just, there was something about it. I didn't ever go in, but whenever I was in Ogden, I'd look at the signage and stuff, and I go, it doesn't feel good to me. I don't want to go there.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, it was like sausages and
But this is
Schnitzel.
Yeah, it was along those lines.
You
Yeah.
want some schnitzel? But this is you've hit it right on the nail right on the head.
Oh,
here.
I appreciate that.
So this is a collaborative effort between Roosters, Beehive Cheese, and then the coffee operator.
Yeah, Cafe Merkantile.
Cafe Merkantile.
They have 2 other locations. Cafe Mercantile's original is up on 26th Street
Just
in the
above
neighborhood, just above
Harrison.
Harrison.
Yeah, I've been there
correct?
before.
And super cute. Like, that is such a comfortable space to be in. They have an awesome patio. They have a huge backyard with grass. They do like backyard yoga all the time. And then they have another shop up in South Ogden as well.
I think the one on 26th used to be, it was a little neighborhood grocery store, I think, for a long
Correct.
time.
Yep.
Yeah, I have some friends who just live right around the corner from there.
So kind of crazy. This year is Beehive Cheese's 20th anniversary. Roosters was Beehive Cheese's first commercial customer.
Oh my gosh.
They're on our menu. They're up and down our menu at all of our places. Obviously, we have a ton of Beehive Cheese here. Cafe Merkantile, the boys, Nick and Lance, they're like 20 years of being with that shop. They took over that Merkantile location, and that's where the coffee shop. And so it's just kind of like tons of synergy between all of our brands, and like we've all been friends for a long time. And I can tell you a cool story that you've probably heard already.
While you say that, I'm going to pour a little bit of this Sessions IPA.
Yeah.
Is that okay? I'm going to use my wine glass.
Yeah, and then if you want, this is
go into
self-serve
that.
here. That goes in there.
Oh, I'd
so
like
this
to
is
try
our
that.
a little
Okay,
bit spicy Bloody Mary mix.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
And then the rim is like a smoky
Is that-
salt.
oh, it's not
with
tahini?
It does have tahini and chili flake, and then there's a smoky sea salt in there too. So it's got a really dynamic flavor.
And a pickle with some bacon on it.
I am a big fan of pickled everything, so I wanted a little bit of flair on the
Yeah, I like
Bloody
pickled
Mary.
stuff too. Oh, this is
Coming in for a landing over there.
my God. Okay,
So,
your story.
Like you were saying, this building has been a couple different things, and then it ended up sitting vacant for quite a while. And it's vacant. Is it for sale? What's happening? People kind of, it's this huge corner spot.
Did
in
the
our
city
town.
own this, or it was still
No,
under the?
it was still under the previous, and a legal firm I think owned it, and it just sat here. And the farmers market happens, and there's tons of energy on the street, and then there's just this like dead corner, and so like what's gonna go there? And one day this banner went up on the front here that was like for sale, and it was a different brokerage or whatever, and so I think sparked some notice in people. And Kim Bouchard, other Kim, owner of Roosters, is like, hey, we should maybe buy that they were looking for office space for the hospitality group to kind of start out of. like, we should buy that, but that's not what 25th Street needs. 25th Street needs energy and a gathering space and all this. It should be a coffee shop. I want to hit up Nick and Lance. Immediate thought. Like, I want to hit up Cafe Merc. Good energy people, great cafe. That's what I want. Well, she has that thought. She's working with a realtor. I think I'm going to put an offer in. Meanwhile, Nick Morris, Cafe Merkantile, he's on the Christmas Village Committee, and this is during Christmas. This is during like that end of Thanksgiving.
That whole space activates all the
right
booths and everything. It's just
So Nick, only one parade float comes by this building, and it's the one with the committee on it because they head in different to meet Santa Claus. If you guys have been, so he comes by, sees the banner, and is like, God, I only need half that building, and has this thought. So that's a Saturday. The next Tuesday, and it's a holiday weekend, Black Friday, Black Saturday, Cyber Monday, all that stuff. Then Tuesday hits. Kim calls him and is like, hey, I think I'm buying this building. Do you want in? And Nick Morris is like, I literally like put my phone down and I'm like, wow, that was fast. Universe.
That didn't take long. Merry Christmas.
So, I mean, it all kind of like started there. And then I was leading ODA. I had given a town hall meeting in January. I do like a state of the downtown in January, invite the mayor and all that. I asked Britt to come from Beehive Cheese, who you guys are sitting down with too. And I was like, hey, I want you to be here because I was really pushing Britt, like build a cheese shop downtown. Like it would be so cool if there was Beehive, has that visibility in Ogden. So comes to the town hall. And, I was busy, like, leading that meeting. And afterwards, he's like, hey, I think I do want to do this Ogden thing. And Kim is like, oh, I need to talk to you because we're doing an Ogden thing. And so, again, just, like, a ton of synergy happening here. And I'm like, I love that. Like, do that. And I had my marketing business. I did marketing for Roosters. I did marketing for Beehive. So they're like, we obviously want you to be involved in the marketing of help us build this new place out. There was no name. There was, just kind of this concept. So I started going to meetings with them, and then they're like, and I left ODA during kind of in that time frame as well. And then they're like, man, you keep coming to these meetings and you have questions and thoughts that like we need that in the partner mix. Like you should be a partner. And so they offered me that, and that's kind of, all of this just happened super organically, but in such a really beautiful and like goosebumpy kind of way.
It's interesting to me. You, I don't think you have a background in food service at all.
No, and I have a background in coffee. I used to work at the original
You are from
Starbucks.
Seattle.
I worked at the original Starbucks.
No kidding.
In Pike Place, and I actually worked there when Howard Schultz came back as CEO the first time.
Was that before he ran for president?
Oh my God, yeah. It was before a lot of things. It was also before he sold the Sonics away from us. So before there were bad feelings. But yeah, so I've like made coffee next to Howard Schultz, and like I was pregnant with my oldest.
The 18-year-old.
Yeah, knocked over a whole flight of drinks with my pregnant belly. But yeah, so I have background in food and in operational management from that side, and then I worked at an architecture firm that was dealing with efficiencies in how many times you like cross over walking in the back of a line and everything, right? So there's these random dots that connect in all the different things, and no, I don't. And now I'm running the hospitality group.
And you're the one who can say, that's not quite right. I want this flatbread to taste this way. Yeah. No, I want this to taste a certain way. This is not quite it. What if you try this?
And by the way, what's the hummus?
This is like a roasted red pepper hummus that we're featuring right now. And then we do this crostini in-house. We make, I wish I had ordered a cheese board for y'all too, because we make house-made pickles and it changes all the time. And that's one of my favorite things on the menu too. So
Were they in the Bloody Mary?
I just ate a pickle.
Pickles?
Oh, it's like the one right now is like a turmeric cauliflower pickle.
Oh, wow.
And,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So it changes all the time, but yes, I love that a lot.
So how long have you been open and going? And
yeah, so we just had our my goodness, time goes by fast. We just had our 1-year anniversary on Valentine's Day, so we're like 18 months in right now.
Awesome. It feels though as I would have to say it feels as though you have been here for a long time. You know what I mean?
It's like comfortable.
Yeah, it's comfortable. People are coming in. And obviously, people who are familiar with the place, and they're.
I think that's a massive compliment. So thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's just.
No, it's because you run a tight ship and you've got ongoing activities, and that's a sign of maturity of an operation, right? The first Wednesday, Wine Wednesday, that I used to participate with. I mean, it's just so much fun to be able to see a place. Usually, they're like, let's get ourselves on our feet. No, that's what gives you your foundation when you do those things.
Jim was a massive mentor to us in building out our wine list and those events. Like, he hosted those first, like, several of the Wine Wednesday events, and I mean, he taught me a ton about.
Well, thank you. Let's raise a glass to that. I don't get that many compliments.
You know?
Yeah. Cheers to you.
Yeah.
Oh, you get compliments all the time.
Yeah.
Mainly for your looks.
So I just waved. We have several guys, several companies in town that do like walking tours of the downtown, and so Rich that just passed us does a walking history tour.
You're kidding.
Here in Ogden, yeah. So
We should do the whiskey and history tour up here. That would be a lot of fun. I do a whiskey and history tour in
Please
Salt
make
Lake
that
City.
happen.
Okay, well,
Yes.
take a look at it.
This street, 25th Street, full of history. When I was a little kid, it was Chinese restaurants. There were several along the street here. Star Noodle primary among them, which the sign is still there. The
Star Noodle?
Yeah, Star Noodle, the big dragon, not
yeah,
neon
yeah.
dragon. And
Need a picture of that. Need a picture of Star Noodle.
that was a great place to go when you had been drinking all night, and then you'd go to. But when I was a little kid, my grandfather, and he was a lovely man, but he was a little bit racist, and he
now
would,
I'm nervous.
he loved to go to Star Noodle to get a steak, and they were kind of known for. I mean, they were known for their Chinese food, but they were also, you could just order a steak, and he'd say, "I'm going to go down and get a steak at Star Noodle because nobody knows how to cook a piece of meat like a Chinaman. Nobody."
Oh my gosh, interesting.
Yeah.
So now that restaurant is Stella's, and it is quite lovely on the inside. Like, that's like a good dress-up date night.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's hard to imagine that being where you would go after a late night of drinking.
It was
quite
big.
different.
It was a big place. It was open late. It was open like till 2 a.m. or
Oh, wow.
something like
Okay.
that. And you go in and get a big heaping plate of when you deep fry all the vegetables.
Oh, yeah, like a stir fry or like
No.
a
Tempura?
Tempura, yeah,
Okay.
just tempura fried vegetables. Big plate of I like the carrots better, so and everybody would eat and French fry. Big plate of French fries, big plate of tempura, and I spent a lot of time on this street. And and when a little kid, it was different. My grandfather always used to say, "We're going to go down on 25th Street and see all the." I thought he kept saying drums, and I'd say, "Where are the drums? I don't see any drums down
see
here."
any
He was
drums.
saying the drunks.
Oh goodness. So when we were first opening the Downtown Alliance, one of the partners bought a building directly across the street from the municipal building on Washington Boulevard, 2562. And it was a lot. It was actually, I think, Weber County's was using it as like their proxy attorney's office before us, and it was like vacant for a while. Anyways, when we moved into that building, there were all these dead bees, just dried up dead bees everywhere, and like they baked in the sun, kind of dead.
What?
And then we moved in the winter, and we were getting the building ready, cleaning it up and everything, and it became spring, and we're hearing all this like buzzing in the walls.
Oh no!
Where is that noise coming from? And there was there was a door in the back kitchen, and there was a sealed up, like you could tell that there was something up. Mm-hmm. Maybe a staircase had been closed off, and so we pushed through that, and that was a sealed off brothel that had been in operation until like the 70s. And incredible, like the wallpaper, the crown molding of this space, the skylights and the way they did that, and it was just completely untouched. Well, then we had bees, so we had a beekeeper come, and he like rehoused the queen, and he helped get all of the
They follow, yeah.
yeah, and but he's like, you have a ton of honey in these walls. So he's like, can I take it? And we're like, yeah, absolutely. He pulls 80 pounds of
Oh my God.
honeycomb out of the walls of an office.
That's amazing.
And he left, and then like a little while, like days, weeks later, I can't remember, but he comes back and he spun all that honey out and brought it to us, and he labeled it all. He made us sourdough bread, and he's like, we're going to have this brothel honey together. And that's like, where else are you going to get a story like that besides 25th Street? Like, that is just like
that's my
Ogden
hometown.
Downtown for sure.
That's my hometown, Ogden, Utah. I
There's
realize
so many
now,
inappropriate jokes I could say right now.
I've lived in Salt Lake now longer than I ever lived in Ogden, but I grew up here. Yeah,
I'm with you.
Yeah, sorry.
I caught up.
Took a second.
I caught up.
I know. We all know what I'm saying it to myself.
My maturity's coming out. Sorry.
But it's every time I come back here, and especially when I come across the viaduct, and I look at the mountains that are just right there.
Yeah.
And I just, God, this Salt Lake has got nothing on Ogden. This is a much.
It's nice.
If I could never get my wife to do it, but if
Yeah,
I could, I'd
you
move.
could move back,
I'd
yeah.
move to Ogden and the house prices are good, and they're cheaper than Salt Lake, and
Yeah.
Being so involved in the community, the train station, the depot, like that's been. Isn't there a fast track coming up here from Salt Lake, or like?
So
talk about
so
the front
the front runner it lands just north of the historic Union Station, but they are the city is working with like a urban planner development company to do like a revitalize that museum. So because it's so there's some really cool stuff. Like the Browning Museum is there.
Yeah, that's all the Browning firearms history of. Browning firearms is essentially what's up in the Morgan, but it's essentially an Ogden business.
Yeah, so their original workshop was like, we can see it from here.
No kidding.
And they recreated that inside the train station. And so there's just a lot of history here that should be honored and more visible. And so redeveloping that parcel and
How
making
far
it.
is Ogden from Promontory Summit, the Golden Spike?
It's quite a ways.
Is it quite a ways?
Take you a couple of hours.
But this was the first anchor spot, right? This was the first nub from the railroad when those connected, I think.
Oh, man, you're going to get me in trouble because depending on your faith, your history is a little bit different. The history is told differently depending on your belief system here. And so I'm obviously an out-of-stater, and I'm a history major. I'm a history nerd. So I'll tell you a different story, but...
Please. We have wine.
Because they, the promontory is where the Golden Spike was driven, right? But then, and Brigham Young did not want Ogden to be to have that stake, have that claim to fame or whatever. And so there was a lot. We've been like the redheaded stepchild or whatever you say for a long time.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, when the sesquicentennial, that 150th anniversary, like a big part of that was here, right? So the Union Station was a huge piece of all of that history. And I think actually when you were talking about I gotta look this up, like correct me, everyone listening, they'll hop on it immediately if I'm wrong, right?
Right, yeah.
But I think that that bar in Huntsville, I think, is actually the oldest bar still in operation this side of the Mississippi.
Well, I think that may be true. I think that may be the
and
case.
all of that is
it was
because
licensed number 1 in the state of Utah.
Yeah, for sure in Utah, but I think it's even like quite a bit broader range than that. So I mean, there's layers upon layers of history here.
And during World War II, especially, this town was just booming with that. That was a major stop, and soldiers getting off and looking for some fun on 25th Street, and it has a, and he's gone now, but you talk to what's his name? Oh God, the musician. Man, see, now it's gone for me too. I can picture.
I know who
his
you're
mural,
talking about.
too. Oh my gosh, that's a bad.
100 years old. I interviewed him a couple of times, and he was just full of stories about the people who came through here. And he was a very good saxophone player. And there was a little place, the Porters and Waiters Club here on 25th Street, and he would play there on the weekends. He was a porter on the railroad, and then he played with. Charlie Parker, got off the train here in Salt Lake or in Ogden, got us at a stop and said to somebody, "Is there any place I can go play some music?" And they said, "Yeah, Porters and Waiters." And he says, "In comes Charlie Parker." There he comes, man. I said, "Okay, you want to blow with me?" He said, "Yeah, let's blow." And it just, God, I wrote a whole article about him. It's weird when names fly out of your head.
I swear it was there until we started talking about and people are going to laugh at that we can't come up with that name too. That's okay.
Anyway, Jimmy, are we going to do a splash of news? Or we've done a lot
let's
of...
do it.
Okay.
This has been great. Do you want to, then after that, we'll do her likes and dislikes,
Sure.
okay.
Yeah.
So what we do is we do a little splash of news, and I pull something out of the current trends and things. So that's what we're talking about. And I knew that we might be focusing on beer, so I did something a little interesting. So, splash of news. A beer named Enigma.
Oh, he took his notes away, so I can't see. It's a quiz.
When Guinness made a canned drought lager in the 1990s. So this has recently been back in the news because of popularity of Guinness. Anyways, everyone familiar with Guinness knows the brand for its stouts, from Drought Stout, Extra Stout, Foreign Extra Stout, and the more recently launched non-alcoholic offering Guinness 0.0. The NA Guinness now, which has been really popular. But several times throughout its modern history, Guinness has made attempts to diversify its portfolio, trying its hand at other styles. There was Guinness Cold Brew Coffee Beer, the not-so-beloved Wheat Ale, Guinness Breo, and a golden lager called Hop House 13. But among the list of Guinness beers that once were, the lesser-known, short-lived offering seems to have been all but erased from history. Guinness Enigma Drought Beer. What that is, so exactly what Guinness Enigma is and why did the brand scrap it just a few years in its debut? Well, Enigma is a 5% ABV golden lager packaged with the same in-can widget Guinness uses for its drought beer, the stout. The curious part about the beer's quick downturn is its discrepancy between consumer testimonial reports versus what the media was saying. It was very popular, but media was poo-pooing it because it was so different. It was like opposite of its stout. Here's drawn from a Facebook post from just recently as 2024 on the Guinness Community Group, prompted a flurry of nostalgic comments about Enigma ranging from, quote, "Shame they stopped it," to "It was really refreshing," to "Best lager I've ever drunk." To Diageo's credit, Diageo's a global conglomerate that owns Guinness, choosing to push the Guinness Stout.
The Guinness family doesn't own it anymore?
Not anymore.
Damn.
They sold out. Choosing to push the Guinness Stout portfolio proved fruitful in the long run. But given the Stout's current success, a 2025 relaunch, people say, of Enigma with the right marketing, the widget, will probably go gangbusters. But for now, Guinness Enigma's legacy lives on, as well as an Enigma. But that's your splash of news.
Now, just these questions. I think you answered these questions that Dawson gave you. But let's just kind of. I think this one is yours. What's your favorite beer, wine, or spirit?
Well, I just really like a buttery oaky Chardonnay. That's probably like my most go-to thing. And when it comes to a beer, I really like, IPAs are kind of fading out of popularity, but I really like a very floral forward, hoppy IPA. Not bitter, not like old school traditional IPA. I like a very
floral,
modern West
the
Coast
hops,
IPA.
But still a little bitterness to it.
Just a little, yep.
How about whiskey? What do you feel about that?
Man, people will make fun of me for this, but I like Jack Daniels.
Oh.
I like Jack Daniels. I think that was my first whiskey, and that feels like correct whiskey. My husband drinks High West. I don't like, and I like that, the campfire. I think it's called campfire.
It tastes, smells and tastes like a campfire.
I love that.
Smoky.
I don't like Rise. I have not gotten into Rise, but I do like Yeah, I think I must like that oaky barrel because that's what I go for with wine, and that's what I lean towards with my whiskey.
Well, if you can identify a person with, you know how when you see a person owning a dog, like they're walking their dog, like that makes sense. That makes sense. So I think your beer makes sense because it's floral, it's approachable, but yet, hey, don't mess with it because it's got a little bitter edge.
There we go. So I just got a miniature dachshund too. So
there you go.
What is that saying about me? Because they're stubborn and hard to train.
But lovable when you get them.
Okay.
What's the wildest thing you've ever eaten?
Oh man, so my oldest actually has loved playing in the kitchen. Like he used to say when he was little, he's like, I'm gonna grow up and own a restaurant someday. And so he has made some crazy concoctions in the kitchen. And you know, as a parent, you're like, yeah, I'm all in, and let's go. And some of those things have been great, and others of those have been a little funky. I was trying to think of a good example of that, but he made some like salad situation that had. There were marshmallows on top and croutons. So it wasn't like a sweet salad. It was just weird. You know,
a lot of texture going on there.
Yeah,
I love it.
So,
That's creative.
I saw a recipe on Bon Appetit the other day I saved it, potato chip salad.
I'm in.
It's
you have me at potato chip.
Do you eat that with a fork? Or, I mean, is that just someone...
No, you eat it. I think you eat it with a fork.
I'm all in
spork.
for ranch and stuff.
There's a lot of lettuce and stuff, but they're also potato chips.
It's good salt element, crunch.
What would you feed your worst enemy?
Oh man, I can't remember what I said on that.
You said cheese
Maybe
whiz.
Triscuits. No, that was Britain. Britain said cheese whiz.
Agreed with Britain.
I did agree with Britain. But you know what? Triscuits are not good.
No.
They're so dry. They hurt the top of your mouth.
But they're great if you put cheese whiz on them.
Yeah, they can go straight to somewhere with that. Yeah.
What could you eat for eternity?
Man, I love Italian food, so I would say any kind of noodle, any kind of sauce.
I'm with you, sister.
I think I put a caprese on there because whether it's hot or cold, caprese works no matter what, right?
And what in God's name have you got against corn nuts? What did corn nuts ever do to you?
No, I think you just want them to be something different than they are. I don't know. That and bugles. Those are like my top two worst snack foods.
Yeah, I could do without bugles, that's for sure. Oh my gosh, this has been really more fun than
great.
We don't usually talk this long to guests, so. No, it's good. It's good. I like it a lot.
So before you end,
yes.
do you know that there is an inscription in this wall here?
No, I don't.
So maybe I can have you grab a visual of that so people listening know. But the wall, this building was opened 1941, 1942. That wall is inscribed in pencil. The cornerstone is marked, and so they've kept a door here. We are actually getting plexiglass installed, so it'll be visible all the time. But it's inscribed, and it says, 10,000 people were here at the grand opening of the depot when it was the bus station. And it says World War II is happening, Hitler is on the run. And so you can just get a sense of the feeling of what was happening in the community and nationally and kind of globally with that. And it's just this cool, someone had the forethought to like mark that down and preserve that. And so,
there is a cornerstone there. So presumably there's something in that.
So the Union Station just celebrated, and I can't remember what anniversary.
I was there for that celebration.
Yeah, me too. And so I talked to the one of the women who helped orchestrate that, and they used a 3D scanner, like an ultrasound or something.
To find out.
Yeah, and so I'm like, maybe we need to have that done and see if there's something in that wall more.
Bet there is.
It doesn't have markings that indicate that, but maybe.
And then I think there's a way you can take it out without destroying everything.
Right.
And
figure that out.
Because I know Union Station, then they resealed it and kind of
and that was very cool.
Yeah.
Well, the Historic Society would probably fund something like that. I mean, just out of pure...
we won an award from the Preservation Utah, and we actually have the Utah Historical Society is coming up here next month to have like their board meeting or something. But I mean, I want to do. There's parts of this building that are missing. I want to restore the cake topper of the building is gone, and I just super want to honor the history of this space in full.
This great success. It seems to me like you all are already a success here.
I mean, I appreciate that you think that. There's always stuff behind the scenes that you want to get better at.
It's hard to
right?
operate a business, but today it's a success. Cheers to you all.
Thank you.
Are you are you open every day of the week?
Yes, we're open every day of the week, 7 days a week. We started with brunch, just brunch and the brunch beverages just on Saturday, Sunday, but that's 7 days a week now. We're open later on the weekends, Friday, Saturday. On Sunday, we're only open 9 to 5, so that's our shortest day of the week. But yeah.
It's I'll be back. It's wonderful. Corner of 25th Street and Grant Avenue. It's the Merkantile. You say Merkantile, right?
Merkantile.
Not
yeah.
Mercantile, but
No,
Merkantile.
Merkantile.
What's the website? Mercantile?
It's the Merkantile25, like 25th Street.com. And that's
Great.
where all of our events are posted up on there. We have free events, we have ticketed events. There's stuff going on all the time.
Excellent. Kim Bowsher, a pleasure to meet you. Thanks for hosting us.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
That's
Cheers.
it.
I'll cheers again.
That's the Let's Go Eat and Drink show. Thank you. If you want to say anything to us, you can send us an email. It's what is it? The Let's Go Eat Show.com at Gmail. The Let's Go Eat Show at gmail.com. I'm Bill Allred, and for my partner Jimmy Santangelo and our board operator Dawson, remember, if you're pouring the drinks, always make mine a double.
Cheers to that.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of the Let's Go Eat and Drink Show with Bill Allred and Jimmy Santangelo. You can contact Jimmy at www.thewineacademyofutah.com. As for Bill Allred, it might be best to just leave him alone. Comments, questions, or angry complaints to the management should be directed to the Let's Go Eat Show at gmail.com. The Let's Go Eat and Drink Show is produced by Dawson Dow. Our theme music was composed and recorded by Doug Wild. Recording facilities as needed are by the Visit Salt Lake Media Center at www.visitsaltlake.com. This show is a Double Plus production. This is your announcer, Zach Caton, saying, Bill included pronunciation notes in this one. That's unusual. Usually it's frantic Googling.